What makes a good piano warm-up? Actually, an easier question to answer is, what makes a bad piano warm-up? A warm-up that wastes your time is something mindless and so overplayed that it's absolutely no effort for you. So if you've been doing the same mindless warm-ups over and over and over again, it might be time to change them up. Yes, warm-ups warm our fingers up, but they also are meant to prepare our minds and ensure that we have the best practice session possible. Warm-ups can and should be engaging, fun, and serve a greater purpose, because otherwise, why do them? When I warm up, I play around. It's a time for experimentation and exploration, and I get to let out my creative or my kid side. So here are 6 warm-up ideas for you to try today. A great warm-up that prepares your body and mind is to take a piece you're already familiar with and change up the articulation. For example, the right hand could play staccato when you usually play it legato. Or vice versa. It gets your hands doing different things and makes you adapt your playing from what you're used to. It also makes my brain just feel more malleable and ready to absorb and process new information. The technical aspect of playing different articulations in each hand is an excellent hand independence exercise. If you don't have a piece suitable for this, you can just do a 5-finger pattern or scale with different articulations in each hand. If you plan to practice a piece in 3 or 4 parts, like a hymn or this morning prayer by Tchaikovsky, take a phrase or 2 of that piece and work on voicing as a warm-up. We usually bring out the top soprano line, right? But it's challenging and fun to bring out the other voices as well. I love this warm-up because it makes me focus 100% on what I'm doing and also improves my overall ability to control what note I'm bringing out. Also, musically speaking, it's really interesting and enlightening to focus on those inner voices and hear what they're doing. You might change your interpretation when you hear those inner voices more clearly. If you're feeling creative, you might enjoy improvising as a warm-up. And before you tell me I can't improvise, I'm here to tell you that you can. You just have to be okay with not sounding great sometimes. But it gets better if you can let go of your pride and just give it a try. Improvising with no rules is just fine, but improvising within a loose framework of rules challenges your mind. For example, rather than just noodling around for 5 minutes, you could take a simple chord progression and improvise a melody over those chords. The first time, maybe you do something simple like hold each chord with the left hand for 4 beats and then make up a melody that fits that chord progression. And then if you wanted to, you could switch roles. After that, you could play a dissonant melody and, I don't know, just try to always be as dissonant as possible with the chord progression. Just play around and think of creative ways to improvise over that chord progression. Another challenging warm-up is to play by ear. And I don't mean those academic exercises where you decipher whether you're hearing an interval of a second or a third. P.S. I do have those exercises as well if that interests you. I just mean try to plunk out a melody that's been in your head all day. Or listen to a simple song and figure out the exact notes of the melody in the chorus. If that goes well, see if you can work out the harmonic framework within left-hand chords. This warm-up doesn't really get your fingers moving like crazy, but sometimes that's okay. If you're not about to practice a Liszt etude or a Chopin etude, maybe you don't need to be crazy warmed up in the fingers. And the benefit of this warm-up is that you naturally improve your ear. But if you do need to be super warm, I suggest doing scale variations. I had a video recently where I shared 7 scale variations for you to try, and it included a free 44-page PDF with all of those variations in all the major keys. Warming up with scale variations rather than just plain scales up and down keeps your brain engaged and offers a technical challenge. If you're just beginning your scales or are working towards a tempo goal or other specific goal with the scales, just stick with your normal scales. But if not, give these 7 variations a try. I'll just add one variation here, and that is a pattern around scale degrees. It takes the first note of each scale degree and plays the same pattern of notes around it. So in other words, we get a musical sequence. Finally, my favorite way to warm up is sight reading. I simply take a page of a new piece, so not too long, just one page, and sight read it. And I always play it through 3 times, even though technically it's not sight reading after the first time. I do this because it improves my ability to learn quickly and adapt to whatever information is coming in. And we can all see the benefit of that, right? Warming up in this way also gets me situated at the piano. In other words, it reminds me of how the keys feel in my hands and the layout of the keys, which helps when I begin to practice my repertoire. So those are my 6 suggestions for warm-ups that aren't mindless repetitions of whatever exercise someone told you to do. I encourage you to use your warm-ups to prepare your body and your mind for your best possible practice session. If you're still looking for more warm-ups, or you just really do want someone to tell you what to practice as far as the technical warm-up goes, check out this playlist here, 5 exercises in 5 days. And once you're warmed up, why don't you learn this etude in D minor? It's really a showstopper, one that really feels good playing it, but it's actually not too difficult. So thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.